Michigan, Minnesota, California, Virginia, and Florida. I did want to call out one special guest, though, from Florida. Where's my Grandma Lou? There she is. Grandma, we cannot put into words how special it is that you're attending the bat mitzvah with us. You truly are an incredible woman and an amazing grandma. For those of you who do not know, Grandma's celebrating her birthday next week, so if you have a moment, please stop by and wish her happy birthday at some point during the party. Happy birthday! I also wanted to take a brief moment to acknowledge some people who could not be here with us to celebrate, but their presence is always felt. Zoe's great-grandpa, Alan, who had such an impact on our entire family, and I know Zoe's. Also, I wanted to mention Grandpa Harold, and while Zoe, you did not have an opportunity to meet Grandpa, I know that he made an impact on your life and will continue to do so. Allison, I wanted to thank you for all your hard work on the bat mitzvah. This is very amazing. So I can't help but thinking about another date today, not just Zoe's bat mitzvah day. The date that keeps on running through my mind is September 19th, 1987. That is 30 years ago, and is the date that Allison and I attended our first bat mitzvah together. So we've actually shared a couple of champagne snowballs, now they call them snowballs, together. It's crazy, almost surreal, that 30 years later, we're celebrating our daughter's bat mitzvah together. Time flies, but I could not be luckier to be celebrating such a great milestone. I love you very much. So everyone, I have a confession to make. I've been a member of our temple, Bethel, for nearly 10 years now. And it dawned on me last week that I've never attended a single Saturday morning bat mitzvah service at our temple. Most of you know me well, and I'm an individual who likes to be prepared and plan. So last Saturday, Allison and I took a little field trip for our first visit to the temple. We sat in on a bat mitzvah service and took copious notes. I want to share two of my observations with you. Observation number one, the bat mitzvah branded kippahs were Cubs themed. Thankfully, that's not the standard handout kippah for the temple, or we'd be switching temples. That's when you guys could be booming right now. Can't boo the bat mitzvah. For the record, I used the standard black tattered kippah in the used kippah bin. Observation number two, and probably more important. Last week, as the bat mitzvah girl was going through her service, it dawned on me how much work and preparation the bat mitzvah girl had to do for her special day. And as the service went on, I got more and more excited for you, Zoe. But then I had an absolute moment of panic. Aside from dropping you off at your studies, I never heard you practice or chant once. Fast forward to today, and you absolutely nailed it. I actually know how hard you worked, but you must have practiced during late hours. And like so much that you do, you executed flawlessly and with grace. Mom and Dad could not be more proud of you today. You're such an incredible kid, now adult. For these reasons and many more, I wanted to do something special for your bat mitzvah speech. For the last year, I've been racking my brain on what would make an impactful speech. At some point, late 2017, it hit me. Trivia. I can do some type of trivia theme for my speech. Why trivia, you ask? Today, to the Schneiders, trivia is symbolic of family time. Since you have been a kid, Zoe, we have played trivia as a family. At dinner, waiting in lines at amusement parks, in the car. And we don't play the standard type of trivia, math trivia or history trivia. It's more about the family questions. Questions like, who is your grandmother's brother's son? These questions often lead into stories about our family members. Then at the end of 2017, coincidentally, we were introduced to a game called HQ. You guys know HQ? For those of you who know this app, it is great. It is hosted live twice a day by an individual by the name of Scott Rogowski. He goes through 12 questions, and if you get all 12 questions right, you win a pot of money at the end. So I had this brilliant idea for what I could do for your bat mitzvah, Zoe. My idea was sending a letter to HQ headquarters, asking Scott Rogowski if he happened to be in Chicago the night of your bat mitzvah, if he could swing by and say a few words. I'm not going to read the entire letter, but it went something like this. Dear Scott, my name is Brad Schneider. No, not the congressman. Any chance you could swing a cameo at my daughter's upcoming bat mitzvah? It would mean the world to me, and I'm sure she would love it too. My thought is that you can lead us in some sort of HQ-themed Schneider family trivia. Yours truly, Brad. To my extreme annoyance, I did not get a response. I'm not sure if he wasn't going to be in the town, but nothing. Crickets from Rogowski. So now on to plan B. Instead of Scott Rogowski, I'm going to do my best Scott Rogowski impersonation. Are you ready for this? So I've been practicing this weekends. Are you guys ready? But actually, I didn't want to screw it up, so I videoed it. Why don't we watch the video?
I love it. I'm so cool. Amazing.
Let's try this again. Hey, this is Scott Rogowski, host of HQ. Hi Zoe. Z-Dog, Zozo, Z, surprise! It really is me, Scott Rogowski, yeah, not your dad. No, it's the real deal mitzvah moderator, the Northbrook Know-It-All, the Meshuggah Martindale, the Semitic Sajak, the Hebrew Steve Harvey. Me! Hi! It's Saturday, March 10th, 2018. Not only is today the 69th day of the year, not only is today recognized as Harriet Tubman Day in the United States, and not only was Robin Thicke born on this day, no, today is a huge milestone in your life, because it's your bat mitzvah day, Zoe! Hey! There's one thing you need to remember tonight as you celebrate your bat mitzvah, all right? And that is, you have one persistent father. It wasn't at all creepy getting those late night text messages from him. Actually, participate tonight. Now, how do you even get my number? Not to mention the multiple voicemails at HQ headquarters.
Amazing.
Can somebody say stalker? Well, he won me over because of all the great things he had to say about you, Zoe Hannah Schneider, and how special a kid you are. Not only did he talk about your sense of humor, I love a good sense of humor, he talked about your special personality, your love of family and friends, and the empathy you share for others. So I wanted to give a special shout out to you and to all your friends and family. And here we have Maple School in the house. What up? FC United, even Lake of the Woods. A special shout out to Instadad in honor of your bat mitzvah day today, just for you. We're gonna go from HQ to ZQ. Get it? I knew you would. We're gonna play a one-question game for all the marbles, all the guilt. It all boils down to this. So are you and everybody else ready to answer the one big question?
We're ready.
Okay, everybody get out your HQ app for this one. Get out your phones. No, just kidding. No phones. Phones down. Let's do this the old-fashioned way. Of these three things, what is most important to Zoe Hannah Schneider? Is it her soccer friends, her camp friends, or her school friends? Answers in? Locked in? Well, it's none of them, or sort of all of them. We're actually dealing with a savage question here because the answer to what is most important to Zoe is all her friends and her family. Congratulations again. Now back to Mom and Dad for the sappy conclusion to the speech. I'll see you guys on HQ. Stay savage.
Holy crap! That was incredible.
Emma's question was, how did I get this? So we made it. You can get on the internet.
Someday we'll all know.
Mazel tov, Zoe. You did a great job on the B1. You're such a great big sister. Have a fun party. Mazel tov, Zoe. You're a great sister, and thank you for always being there for me.